What was your favorite subject this past year?
My favorite subject has always really been math. I like critical thinking and something that involves logic, while stuff like English kind of involves it's a subjective answer. Like when you're given a question, it's like, well, it could be this, but at the same time, it could be this. Math is like a strict form. You have formulas and logic to solve an answer. So I'd say definitely geometry or math is my
Yeah,
favorite.
right. I appreciated that in school too. I liked having a right answer. Right.
Yeah,
Agreed. Uh, who is your favorite? First of all, stop for a second. You were in seventh grade.
I'm in eighth grade. I'm going
You're
into freshman year.
you're going into eighth grade. Okay.
Going into freshman year. So
Oh,
ninth
you
grade.
are. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Uh, who is your favorite teacher this past year?
This past year, uh, I'm gonna have to think about that. I'd say my math teacher was great, but in terms of just helpfulness, I'd say probably my civics teacher was my favorite teacher. She uh she kind of she implemented, obviously since it's civics, but she implemented like topics and stuff to real life, and it just kind of helped me understand. Like I had no idea what taxes were going into eighth grade. Like I had no idea what any of our government were, and it just genuinely really helped me understand kind of the entire situation and government that we're in right now. And it was like super helpful, and she definitely helped like nudge me along the way, but wasn't like too overbearing. So it was really helpful.
That's a really great answer, well thought out. Uh, I'd like to follow up on it. The was your teacher? Was it the content that made you kind of gravitate toward this teacher, or was it the way she presented it?
I mean, talking about, US government isn't the most exciting thing in the world. So I definitely say it was the way she presented it, cuz one, she didn't have like, or she did have homework, but it was pretty minimal, and she gave us a due date, but it wasn't like the next day sort of thing. It was like a week from now, which really helped me kind of like focus and everything. So that was really helpful. And she made the class fun. Like we every now and again we'd have like civil debates and stuff, which debates again aren't the most entertaining thing, but she'd make it like worth working for, and that was just always a great time and stuff. And plus she'd always have like a daily question of the day and stuff like that, and we'd always have this whole just conversation about it, and it was really helpful, and it made me like her a lot.
What do you value most in a teacher? Do you value the relationship or the content?
I'd say it's about half and half. I mean, personally, I think what I think makes a great teacher is their ability to apply the content to like real life applications. So it's instead of just telling me uh, how to find the area under a curve, it's like, well, you can use this in this situation sort of thing, and how to find like I'm trying to think of a random example, but it it's the ability to apply real life scenarios to the content. It just really helps me understand it, and frankly makes a good reason to why I should be learning that content.
I tell you, if you have a math teacher, a geometry or an algebra teacher who can apply the content to everyday situations, you've got a gem, because that is a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's just super helpful, and it really makes me understand why I'm learning this. Because no offense to English, but why we're deciphering Shakespeare's classics, it makes no sense to me. But finding uh like the how the slope of a curve or the slope of a line or whatever, just she really just applies that to real life, and it is really helpful, and it just makes me like actually really enjoy math.
If you had an English teacher who actually could teach Shakespeare and connect themes and phrases and writing styles to today's world, would you appreciate that more?
Oh yeah. I mean, like no shade towards English teachers, but I don't see like it's super challenging to connect, Shakespeare's classics to what, real life. I mean, I can't think of an example. But if they can do that, then I mean, that's helpful because it makes me realize I'm like, oh, I should be learning this. It's really helpful. It's like, I could apply this to real life. This is an important life skill that I should know.
Okay, that's good to know because I'm a future English teacher. So you are going to be a challenge of mine. That's good though.
Yeah, actually, that gives me something to think about. I like that.
Let's finish with this. Could you, if you could you give me the characteristics or traits that you would like to see in the perfect teacher?
So let's see. Obviously, like I have emphasized before, the ability to apply it to real life scenarios like that. That's probably the most important thing to me because it really helps me grasp the subject that's being taught. I think another important thing is I feel like obviously, every teacher needs to be strict because I mean, obviously not, yelling at you when you get one question wrong, but have a slight firmness, just so, because that's when you get lackadaisical. That's when you get lazy when a teacher isn't like choppy or isn't, like checking your homework every day sort of thing. But at that same time, kind of contradicting this, I feel like they shouldn't be, like super, super strict, like yelling at you every time. I feel like it should be more of like, just checking your homework and just making sure you're staying on top of that task. I also think that a connection towards the students would be really, really nice because there's a ton of teachers where I feel like they're just teaching me the subject with nothing else to it. They're just reading the words on the page. But that's why my civics teacher really stuck out to me because she created an individual bond with all of the students and really just helped me grasp it and knew what I guess I wanted to hear and what I wanted to be taught and sort of thing. And it just really helped with me grasping the subject.
When you say individual bond, can you remember anything specifically that she did to create that with you and your classmates?
Well, and me specifically, she was she went to Virginia Tech, and obviously since my shirt, I'm a big UVA fan. So we kind of had that, just like a little like, joke around about how who's going to win, the next football game and sort of thing. And, that's not, the biggest thing in the world. It's not like she knows the names of my parents sort of thing, but it's like, it's the little things that really help, and it makes me feel like more, not like I'm just another one of her students, but more like, she actually knows my name and she knows who I am and sort of thing. And I noticed that through a lot of actually every single person in her class. There was like, I know one kid really liked Mario Kart sort of thing and like the video game. And she was like, yeah, I play a couple myself and just stuff like that. It was just very like little things about people that she kind of bonded with them. And it made everybody feel like important and not forgotten.
How did she find out this stuff about you guys?
Let's see. There's like individual reasons. Me, I was literally just wearing a UVA shirt, and she's like, "Oh, you went to you're a UVA fan?" She's like, "Yeah, I went to Tech," and I was like, "Oh, interesting." And then I know just like it's just been brought up like a lot of the clothing we wear reflects our interests and stuff like that, and that's I think where she finds out a lot of it. We also at the beginning of the year she like created get to know me games sort of thing, so we kind of just like we all sat in a circle and passed the ball around, and you'd say like your name, what was it, your favorite color, and like 3 hobbies you do, and just stuff like that. And it really it's not the most intelligent thing and it's kind of juvenile, but frankly it really helps you connect with the teacher, and I really enjoyed that.
Let me let you in on a little secret. Mr. Zankoff does that with us.
Really?
Yeah. And
Interesting.
there are people in the class older than I am, in their
Oh wow.
50s, and he does that. It never, and I tell you what, it may seem juvenile or mundane or something like that. It is so effective. It is just so effective. The but basically, what I heard when you're telling those stories was she took the time to ask. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, she she when she saw me wearing the UVA shirt, she was like, "Oh, did a family member go there?" And I was like, "Yeah, my mom." She's like, "Oh yeah, my sister went there," sort of thing. And we had this whole conversation just about my shirt, sort of thing, and how about colleges and stuff like that. So, like you said, she took the time to ask and really just understand, uh, interesting facts about me, sort of thing, which kind of just like I said, it made me feel like I had a relationship with her and made me feel like, we were, she wasn't necessarily just reading the words off a page, but she could teach us like we were, adults, which was really helpful.
Well, thank you. Your answers have been so thoughtful, uh, so intelligent, and well spoken. You have a bright future, and your mom is should be very fortunate and should also be commended. Sounds like she's raising a hell of a kid. So I'm gonna stop the recording, and then I will say goodbye to you and your mom after that.
Okay, cool.